What's up, you guys? It's Susan Morad right back here on Clever News. And Jameela Jamil is speaking out after a recent podcast appearance of hers that has the headlines going crazy, where she called the media harmful and said they spin everything she says. Let's get into it. Earlier this week, Jameela Jamil made an appearance on Irish TV hosts Angela Scanlon's Thanks a Million podcast. They talked about everything from Jameela's I Weigh movement to loneliness amid the lockdowns to finding success as both an actress and an activist. But Jameela took to Twitter on Thursday to express her disappointment with the headlines that came out of this conversation. The media focused on a few parts of the interview, like how she doesn't want to be famous anymore, how she called celebrities useless, and discussed her plans to leave Hollywood. And many outlets also pointed out that Jameela said she considered suicide after an incident with Piers Morgan. Jameela tweeted alongside screenshots of the headlines, writing, quote, "A thread about women, headlines and how the media work to discredit, undermine and harm us, and mostly turn you against us. This week, I was on my mate's funny podcast. The media have made so many articles about this episode that it's mad, spinning everything I say." She then went through one by one and broke down why each headline was problematic. Starting with the one about Piers Morgan. Jameela said, quote, "Here they deliberately ignore that I said very clearly it was the abuse from Piers about my mental physical health and trying to blame me for a death that I had nothing to do with. This headline is opening up the idea the leak made her feel suicidal, as if out of guilt, shame." She went on and discussed the wanting to leave Hollywood topic and wrote, quote, "I said clearly, when I'm 40 in 6 years, I might retire and work in mental health because I don't think I will want to live a public life, especially if I have kids. They all make it sound like I'm leaving now, to then make me look like a liar as I carry on with my current career." Similarly, she called out the outlets who said she doesn't want to be famous anymore, saying, "This was a quote from the part where I was explaining my headspace during a breakdown 8 years ago when I left the industry for a few years. Not me now. I am stable and can handle it now." Jameela concluded her thread by asking journalists to be careful with their articles and headlines, especially about women, and to give more context so they don't feel misrepresented. Fans were quick to rally behind Jameela in response to her post. One person wrote, "I am so glad you called this shit out." Another fan added, "Thank you for consistently calling out this kind of industry nonsense and handling these things the right way." And this person said, "Your relentless work to champion people and to take down the toxic media and social media twist of the truth is a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for making the right choices of exposing these issues despite the backlash and toll on your privacy." But not everyone completely agreed with Jameela's stance, like this person who wrote, "Listen, I totally get where Jameela Jamil is coming from, but at the same time, she is famous, and unfortunately this is a part of fame for all genders, not just women. If you read the articles, it goes into more of what she said. That's partially on us to not just read headlines." During the podcast, Jameela did note that she never actually set out to become famous, but accidentally ended up on a really massive show, aka The Good Place. Regardless, Jameela continued on though, retweeting her original tweets with the hashtag defund tabloid culture, defund patriarchy. And fans know that this certainly isn't the first time Jameela Jamil has used her platform to call out behavior that upsets her. For more on Jameela, click right over here for another clever video. Then be sure to let me know what you thought of everything Jameela had to say in her Twitter thread in the comments section below. I'm your host, Susan Morad. You can find me on Instagram at Susan_Morad. I'll catch you later. Bye guys.